So, Shiv, today I want to take your views about a topic that does social media make teenagers feel stressed or happy? So, my first question will be, how would you describe your daily use of social media?
Well, my daily use of social media is honestly very versatile. Like, I go from consuming entertainment content to going through some business content as well. Like, I love to follow Daniel G, who's, by the way, world's biggest sales coach. I also follow Alex Hermosi a lot. So, yeah, they have given me a lot of mindset about how to build a business. But then again, I also use it for a lot of entertainment as well.
So, for what kind of content do you usually look at on social media?
As I just mentioned that I consume a lot of social media when it comes to business. But then again, about entertainment, I have some of my favorite creators. I love to watch reaction videos. That's one of my guilty pleasures. So I do watch a lot of that. And then there's this group who makes a lot of dad jokes. So that's one of my favorite pastimes.
So, Shiv, how does your emotions usually change after using the social media?
Honestly, it's not more about how my emotions change after using social media. It's more like I go through a emotional roller coaster while I am using social media because there's literally every type of content available. One reel that you're consuming would make you laugh, and the other one would make you question your life decisions. So yeah, consuming in it itself is more of a roller coaster than after experience.
Have you ever been to any situation on social media that made you feel uncomfortable or stressed?
Yeah, there have been instances where I've seen a lot of like hate posts or hate comments, which I feel like might be offensive to certain groups. But then again, people have to be aware that some people just are rage baiting and are on social media just because they are too lonely in their life and they're just projecting their negativity onto everyone.
So, what are the most enjoyable parts for you as using social media?
Like I so far I've been talking a lot about Instagram, but one of the social medias that I use the most has to be YouTube because I love watching long form content and I have a lot of fun consuming content. My favorite genres for YouTube content are tech videos, and I also love comedy videos like stand-ups, dad jokes, skits, vines. I consume all of it and I have time of my life doing so.
So, Shiv, in what ways the social media affected your confidence?
Well, might not be an answer you are expecting, but I feel like social media has given me more confidence than ever. The reason being that initially I was a very fat kid growing up, but looking at all these bodybuilders and all this content, it always made me feel very conscious about myself. And that's actually one of the reasons that I was motivated to change my body in the first place. And once I did, I've been feeling way more confident coming in front of people online and on social media. And I feel like, yeah, early on, I wasn't like, it was relatively not a pleasant experience because it was like it would make me think about my insecurities, but then again it gave me the boost to work on myself, and now I don't have those insecurities anymore.
So, I want your views on the mental health effects of the platforms such as TikTok, Snapchat, and Instagram as a heavy use among the youth.
Well, again, as I just mentioned, that it helped me, it gave me boost. Whatever I was feeling insecure about, it helped me grow through it. But then again, I can see a lot of people being disheartened from the very same content. Some people do feel like sometimes social media can increase someone's insecurities, and I feel like it's social media is subjected to interpretation more than the actual experience.
So, what would be the changes you think schools or parents or the social media companies can make to help the youth mental health to be better?
Well, when it comes to schools and parents, there are things that can be done. There are restrictions that can be applied, age restrictions or time restrictions for consumption. However, when it comes to a commercial standpoint from companies, I don't think so. They want to change anything because this is one of the reasons that they get a lot of retention. So there is a lot that can be done, but I think it's highly unlikely that any of those will actually happen.
So, Shiv, how does a victimization like bullying, harassment, or being targeted online contribute to societal thoughts in youth?
I mean, bullying in general is a very unhealthy practice and can increase the thoughts of suicide. But then again, I think social media is just magnifying glass. It magnifies every single experience. If wants confidence, it can give you twice as much. And if someone is depressed, it can make you twice as much depressed. So I do feel like yes, social media can uh, increase suicidal thoughts, but then again, it's more about the interpretation of the person.
So, Shiv, how often do you compare your life to the people you see online?
Honestly, more than I'd like to agree, I do compare my life to others, but in ways like, yes, every now and then I do feel like, yes, I need to work harder, I need to achieve more. There's a lot more. There are people younger than me achieving more than I have already. However, at the same time, sometimes it makes me feel so thankful that when I see some other people going through a phase of life which I've already gone through, it just makes me thankful about how I was able to make it through.
So, Shiv, have you ever taken a break from social media?
I haven't actually taken a break from social media. However, I have thought about it many times. I've tried to do it many times. I've always failed. And that's one of my weaknesses. I am kind of addicted to social media, but but maybe one of the reasons is because I plan on working as a social media marketing agent. So I have to be there. I have to study content a lot. But then again, maybe down the line, I would actually take a break when it's too much for me.
So, Shiv, as you know, like every teenager is on their phone usually when they're out of their home or inside their home. So, how social media affect play in creating friendship or relationship in today's world?
I feel like this is one thing that parents should actually focus on. Kids should learn more about how socializing actually works and how not always being on their mobile phones is actual socializing, but it's more like a virtual experience. And that's one of the reasons that people aren't very happy nowadays. It's not because social media exists, it's more because they think only social media exists.
Do you think the social media affect body image and self-esteem among youth?
Oh, yes, I definitely feel like it does impact it. As I mentioned, that was my experience. I used to feel insecure about my body initially, but then again, it gave me a lot of confidence too.
So, as we are talking about the effects of social media, and there are two sides of one coin. So, what are the positive effects on a mental health of a person?
Positive effects, like as I've already mentioned it multiple times in this interview, that it's more about interpretation. So if someone can actually interpret the content for good, it can actually be very helpful like I did. I'm not saying that I am the role model one should have when it comes to social media interpretation. However, I do feel like having a positive mindset can make a lot of difference because then again, a social media is just a magnifying glass. It would magnify everything you already think. So if you're insecure, it would make you more insecure. And if you're confident, it would make you more confident.
So, as you know, a lot of your teen follow a lot of influencer, and they usually pretend to be want expect their life to be like them. So, how this affect them?
I mean, it's like one of the questions you already asked about comparison. Comparison is a thief of joy. It's a very old saying, very cliche, but I think it holds. And yes, definitely, there's a lot of pretense online, and some people do feel insecure watching their social media influencers or their role models. But then again, they have to understand that everyone has to work in order to achieve something. Even the social media content creators that we think don't work hard have at least been consistent with putting up videos. They
So,
have
Shiv,
taken their job
how much
seriously.
time do you spend on social media every day?
Well, I used to spend a lot of time back in the day, and Apple's screen on time definitely helped me with that. I was consuming social media for about 4 to 5 hours a day back when I was jobless. So I literally had nothing else to do. But then I applied some of time restrictions, and now I generally end up using 3 hours to 3.5 hours maximum. I still think that's too much, but I mean, every time I sit down to it, I just need YouTube, I guess.
So, which is the most uh, app you use and why?
My most frequently opened app, social media app, would be Instagram. However, my most used social media app has to be YouTube, because YouTube has very long form content, and even if I consume two videos, my screen retention time on YouTube is way higher than my Instagram, because at Instagram I consume like one or two short form content. Sometimes I just turn the app off. However, when it comes to YouTube, my I stay on the app for a very long time.
So, what type of post make you feel motivated, and what type of content you avoid all the time?
I mean, I always, I'm sorry, I always avoid more of hate or negative comments, because at the end of the day, that impacts my mental health. It's not that I am a very positive guy. I have my ups and downs in my life. I just don't want social media to be contributing to that. However, I do feel really, really good and really motivated every time I see any post from Gary Vee or Alex Hermosi. These are both, by the way, business coaches, and Alex Hermosi is all about practicality and how one has to just work regardless of how you feel. Whereas Gary Vee is somebody who literally reminds us that even if we are 30 or even if we are 40, it's never too late to start it. It's his entire thing. And I feel like Gary Vee existing on social media is very important, because otherwise social media would make everyone feel so anxious, because everybody would start to feel like they haven't achieved anything.
So, do you think the social media helps students to learn new things?
Of course, I mean, social media has helped me pass my grade 10 a lot, because back in the day, there was this tuition channel on Instagram named Vedantu. They would have their live streams, which I would follow in order to study a lot. Back then, like studying online wasn't a big thing, like streaming definitely wasn't. However, that has helped me a lot. They would have 4 hour long sessions, sometimes 5 hours long sessions, and they would post YouTube videos. YouTube has been a very big platform when it comes to learning. There are courses available. There are people posting every day, showing us new stuff. So I think I have learned more on YouTube than I've actually learned at my school.
So, Shiv, my next question is have you, as we are talking about cyberbullying or cybercrime, have you ever witnessed anything or have anything happened to you?
I mean, I have like I post content for my business, so there are every now and then you do keep getting hate comments or people who are just negative. But then again, that's life, that's society. When you do anything substantial, people are going to have their opinions, and you should not be worried about everyone's opinion. I do feel like every opinion somewhere somehow impacts you at some level, but then again, the cost for if everything works out for me, I think I'm ready to pay this price every day for 7 weeks a day and 24/7, bro.
So, do you trust the information shared on social media? Why or why not?
Mostly when it comes to platforms like Instagram or TikTok, I do not trust the information unless it's coming from a very reliable source, because everyone on social media platforms is an expert about something.
So, how does the social media influence fashion trends or lifestyle for a teenager today?
I feel like when it comes to teenagers' point of view, it's more about insecurities. However, I do feel like social media has made fashion way more accessible and unified for the entire globe, because now everyone can see and get inspired from what's actually going on in the world.
So, what advice you would give to young people who are using the social media wisely?
Well, honestly, I'm not in any position or place to bestow my wisdom upon anyone. However, I feel like if I were to say something, it has to be that just consume social media and don't be bothered by it. Just don't let it impact you. Just use it as a simple source of entertainment, or maybe every now and then to learn something new.
So, Shiv, how do you feel when you don't check your phone for a long time?
Mm, Actually, I don't feel very anxious, because when I'm working, I avoid my phone for 6 or 7 hours straight many times. However, when I'm sitting free, I do check it frequently, but that's not that I feel anxious about it or anything. It's just that whenever I don't have anything else to do, I just turn my mobile phone on.
Do you think that social media companies care about their user mental health or the other health?
Let's be honest, no private corporation cares about their customer. No one is out there caring about you. Every business exists to make money, and the day they stop making money, the business is run out. So it's not fair of us to even expect them to do so, because they are doing a business. However, you are on the same platforms for entertainment, so it's not the same goal.
Have you ever felt ignored when you post and didn't got enough likes?
I used to get that feeling when I initially started posting the videos, but then I realized every video is different. Sometimes a video will reach 1 million people, the other time it might only reach 100 people. But then again, when you put it into perspective, even when people get disheartened with just 100 views, just imagine how many people it would actually be if there were actually 100 people standing in front of you. Honestly, I feel like you would get stage fright just standing there.
So, Shiv, how does this social media influence shopping habits today?
Well, honestly, I'm not the expert on this, so I don't think I'll be able to answer this.
Do you think social media can help spread awareness about important issues?
Oh, definitely. Like, there's this recent thing going on in India right now where one of the politicians trolled the younger generation by calling them cockroaches, and they just made their own political party, named it Cockroach Party, and it has become one of the fastest, not one of the fastest, but the fastest growing political party on any social media platform ever. So I do feel like it's very important when it comes to representation.
So, if you wanna give advice to young people to maintain their but maintain a balance between their health and social media, what would it be?
But just fix some time. Like, if you decide you're only going to use it for 3 hours, just use it for 3 hours, and then plan your day accordingly. If you plan to use it 2 hours a day, plan your day accordingly. When you have specific time allotted for everything, you can get everything done. You don't
S-
have to compromise on anything.
So my last question would be, Shiv, if you had a power to change or redesign the social media for youth or for the future generation, what changes would you make to ensure the teenagers have their better mental health?
I don't think there are a lot of things that can be done. The only things that can actually be done are changing the accessibility to kids. Like we do have a lot of age restrictions once we download the app, but there should be a little friction added to the process of actually downloading the app, which makes it harder for kids to reach these platforms in the first place.
Thank you so much, Shiv, for giving your busy time